Hello, my name is Andrea Maurer, and this is my PowerPoint, Caring with the Caritas Process. I chose to focus on the Caritas Process number 5, allowing for expression of positive and negative feelings, authentically listening to another person's story. I chose to look at this Caritas Process because I felt like it was crucial and relatable to everyone. Dr. Jean Watson of the Watson Caring Science Institute has said, while we adhere to health, curing, caring, and healing as our primary mission in healthcare, we also have to acknowledge that we work within the sacred circle of life and death, sharing this common task of facing our humanity at a deep level, both personally and professionally. Often when we see a patient, it is at a very difficult time. One way that we can show a patient we care is by listening to them. As a home health nurse, I felt particularly connected to this curative process. Home health nurses are often one of the few visitors that a patient receives. Everyone needs a chance to talk. We all deserve to feel like someone cares and is listening to what we have to say. Often our patients are lonely and have very limited visitors. In-home visits provide an opportunity for conversation. If I'm struggling to start a conversation, I can look around the house and find multiple topics that can open a door for the patient to express themselves. Possibly a picture on the wall of their children, what they are watching on TV, or a hobby that they have spread across their table. Home environments provide for a more comfortable situation to engage in conversation. When a patient is in their own environment, they are more comfortable. They do not have the typical things that may distract them at an outpatient clinic or a hospital. This usually allows the patient to be more willing to talk. First-hand observation of limitations and barriers that a provider may not be aware of. As a liaison between the patient and the MD, I must provide a complete and thorough assessment to the physician. I have the opportunity to see things that many nurses don't get to see. I can see how the patient's house is set up, what DME they have available, and how they access it. I can look for barriers that a doctor may not be aware of. If found, we can work with the doctor and patient to help come up with a plan that will allow the patient to be as independent as possible in their own home. Dr. Watson said, there is no right or wrong to feelings, they just are. It is how we accept, honor, and respond to our feelings that makes a difference in our emotional and cognitive world. Everyone's feelings are valid. Nurses are known for being caring and compassionate. One of the ways we do this is by helping our patients to accept, honor, and respond to their feelings in a healthy manner. Promote, accept positive and negative feelings, authentically listening to another's story. It can be hard to open up to someone that you don't know well. There are things that we can do that will allow our patient to be more comfortable in confiding with us. The patient should feel safe. You wouldn't want to ask them any personal questions in a large room with people around them. They need to know that what they confide with us will be received without judgment and will not be shared with those that don't need to know. Allow time for discussing uncertainty and the unknown. Not knowing can be terrifying. We need to let them express their concerns about all things, not just what we have answers for. We can use this information to help guide our conversations in the future in providing comfort. Recognize storytelling as a way to express knowledge. Stories make words come alive. They explain examples and points of views that may resonate with audiences. Listeners connect with stories and associate their feelings with what they have learned. Assist with coping and dealing with the negative feelings. Try to be reasonable. Don't let a situation get blown out of control. We often work something up in our heads, and once we've had the opportunity to express it out loud to another person, we find the solution ourselves or come to understand that it may not be as big a problem as we initially thought. Allow the conversation to flow naturally. Don't attempt to control the direction that you feel it should go in. Often this is when we find out something that you would not have thought to ask. Allow the patient to express their emotions and reflect on the situation that affects them. They may not realize that their emotions are tied to a problem until they've had time to reflect. Help the patient identify the positive parts of a situation that they may have missed. Empathy without being consumed by another's feelings. Encourage your patients to be empathetic, but remind them that empathy burnout is real. Our patients are often overly concerned for others. They are worried that they may be an imposition to their caregivers, and they care more about others' burdens than their own at times. Actively listening to a patient is one way that we can show that we care and hear what they have to say. Why do we need both positive and negative emotions? Both negative and positive emotions are necessary for a healthy life. Positive emotions can help build resilience. Our emotional resources can be built with these positive emotions. They assist us in seeing the broader picture and we can work through when we work through our negative experiences. Of course, our positive emotions allow us to feel pleasure. Who doesn't want to feel happy, excited, or pride in something that they've accomplished? It is often overlooked that a positive emotion can come with their own stress. A new baby or a new job is usually a joyful time, but people may feel inadequate about being prepared for this new role. They allow us to function appropriately. They provide us with the wisdom that we need to interact with those around us. They help us to be more critical thinkers and improve our attention. They allow us to grow. Our positive emotions can help us to learn from our experiences and become better people. They allow us to see a situation in a new light and how it affects those around us. Positive emotions feel good. We like this experience and typically strive to continue to have more of these feelings. If you did not feel excitement or pride when you received an A on a paper, you would be less likely to attempt to repeat those marks. Negative emotions give counterpoint to the positive emotions. Without the negative emotions, the positive emotions would not feel as good. They build resilience and help us grow and develop. When we use that in a healthy format, we can take what we've learned from a negative experience and help prevent a similar situation or improve our coping when necessary. As the saying goes, what doesn't kill you will make you stronger. This is partly because we can learn and adapt from our negative emotions and experiences. They serve as an evolutionary purpose and help us to boost our chance of survival. Negative emotions are there to remind us of the consequences or responses to an action. Fear can help protect us from danger. Because of disgust, we understand that certain things should not go in our mouth. Anger can help us to fight against a problem. Why should we talk about our emotions? Sharing your struggles, feelings, thoughts, and allow you to gain a perspective and more objectively analyze a situation. Everybody's experiences are different. When we take time to learn from someone else's experience, we gain a new perspective. We utilize a tool that can help us to grow our emotional intelligence. We will feel validated and better understood. Sharing our emotions can validate what you have experienced is real and means something. You wouldn't be upset if you didn't care. Sharing your feelings can help you understand them. This will help you to understand what is important to you, which can help you live a life more fulfilling within line of your values. Lowering your intensity of emotions when you share. When we talk about our emotions, we put them in perspective. We often find that we are better equipped to handle them than we initially thought. Psychologists at the UCLA have proven that talking about your feelings is relieving. Ignored feelings tend to become more intense, overwhelming emotions that put stress on our mind and body. When we are able to accept, embrace, exploit both our positive and negative emotions, we give ourselves the best chance to live a balanced, meaningful life. Courtney Ackerman. The field of positive psychology has said that they are hesitant to focus just on positive emotions alone. They feel it is just important that we understand how to turn our negative emotions into a positive experience and how to capitalize on our positive emotions.
Okay, babe, I'm headed out. You got everything?
Yeah, I heard you. I got it.
I wrote it down, and do you want me to repeat it again?
I got it. I know what I'm doing.
His lunch has been prepped. Everything that he needs is in the fridge. His wipes, I'm literally going to set it beside you because I know you won't go upstairs. So here it is right here. Please change them, at least. And feed them. Everything's in the fridge.
Heard you.
A few moments later.
Hey, babe, I see the diapers, but I can't find the wipes. Where did you say you left it? And is the milk in the refrigerator? Hello?
I think we've all felt like we've had conversations like that before. As healthcare providers, we must not let our patients feel that way. We can have a lot of distractions, but our patients need to feel that they are valued and that we care about what they're saying. One way that we can help them do that is by practicing active, authentic listening. Why is authentic listening important? The purpose of authentic listening is to understand the thoughts, opinions, and ideas and feelings of others by focusing on their agenda rather than yours. A lot of good information can come from an authentic conversation. Often we miss or overlook something if all we are doing is asking questions. Allowing the person to express concerns while you are actively listening allows us to hear the patient and what they want us to know. It builds trust. It is crucial that we build trusting relationships with our patients. We want them to feel that they can talk to us about even the hard things. They will feel accepted and safe to share when you show them that you are listening and you care about what you have to say. It allows us the patient to be the co-creator of the plan of care. Patients should have an active part in developing their plan of care. We need their buy-in to have successful outcomes. To do this, we need to know what their biggest concerns are and what interventions they're willing to participate in. We need to know what education they've already received versus what they're struggling with. And it provides comfort. Authentic listening shows that you care. It provides much needed comfort to our patients. When listening to someone, it helps build a trusting relationship and improves the rapport. Would you tell something personal to somebody who you didn't feel comfortable with? How can you be a better listener? Patient empathy plays a huge role in patient satisfaction, but putting it into practice every day can be difficult. Ways that we can practice empathy in healthcare settings include nonverbal communication and verbal communication. This can include our body language, looking directly at our patient versus charting with our back turned to them. Making eye contact, it is important that they know that we are listening, and eye contact shows them that we are actively engaged in our conversation. Practice active listening to show the patient that you care. It is important with our verbal communication that we paraphrase and mirror some of the patient's word. They will know that we have heard what they said and be able to confirm what they said is what we wanted to hear. Recognize your patient's feelings and ask any clarifying questions if you have concerns or misunderstood something. Even the best listeners cannot show that they care if a patient is not willing to talk to them. How can you encourage your patients to open up to you? Here are some tips that might be able to help. Don't feel like you have to fill in the silence. Sometimes silence can be good. It gives the patient time to clearly think and allows them a chance to organize their thoughts. It facilitates a smoother discussion, and pauses in a conversation can indicate respect and acceptance of each other by allowing them time to think. Give your patients a broad opening in conversation. This allows the other person to have a say in the topic. It assists in guiding the conversation and allows the patient to be more open. This is another way to show our patients that we respect what they have to say. It also shows that their needs are important and that we are not just there for our required information. Open-ended comments allow the conversation to grow and develop in a natural path. They require the patient to provide more information than questions that require just a simple one or two answer. They provide us with more detail. Reflecting and restating allows the patient to know that they have been heard. It also shows that the nurse is interested in what they have to say. It recaps the main ideas and let the patient see that if they have that they have provided all the information to us that they wanted. It can also allow for possible prompts for further expression and encourage further dialogue. It can resolve any potential miscommunications and misunderstanding and can help further our conversation. Focusing can assist in keeping the conversation relevant and as well as expanding with additional ideas. Deep listening is the kind of listening that can help relieve the suffering of another person. You can call it compassionate listening. You listen with only one purpose, to help him or her to empty their heart. Nurses have an exceptional opportunity to connect with patients. One of the simplest ways that we can make a patient feel that the nurse cares for them is by listening to them. By hearing what they say, you can perform your job better, identify opportunities to improve the patient's health, and help provide the support that they may not even know they need. Caring is sharing, and we need to take some time to allow our patients to share with us so that they will know that we care.